Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come here, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the dceu Daily. If you're feeling charitable, in a good mood, smash that subscribe button even though nobody's doing it and more people are unsubscribed. It's not fair. Anyway, hit that like button. I appreciate every person who hits the like button. You've got taste. And after this video, not now, swim over to Twitter, follow me at Movies TV Mad. So, remember when you all were calling me a liar when I did videos about Henry Cavill being in Shazam 2? And when I said it was official that he would be in Black Adam? Remember that, right? Remember when you called me a liar? I know. I also came up with another story, actually, about, I was going to say The Rock, Black Adam, that actually we're going to get a different Superman in the Black Adam movie. But that doesn't mean that just because we're getting a JSA Superman potentially in the Black Adam movie, doesn't mean Cavill's Superman can't meet this other kind of JSA Superman. And how can all this be explained? Again, I'm going to tell you. Wonder Woman 1984, course correction, timeline change, definitely happening. And this is how Pattinson's Batman, from Matt Reeves' The Batman, will be part of the DCEU. Can't wait for everyone to see Wonder Woman 1984 so we can finally put this behind us. But anyway. Do you remember when you called me a liar? And this is what people say to me. You've barely got 800 subscribers. You barely get 50 people watching your videos. Why should we believe you? It is not my problem that you judge people on their popularity. That's the problem with the atmosphere we're in and the generation we're in. Yes, I'm part of a YouTube channel that's not very successful, but I don't care. I'm used to talking to myself. So anyway, this is an article from Cosmic Book News. They didn't come up with the rumour. I forgot who did, but it wasn't them. So basically, it's not coming from a reputable source anyway. But this is basically happening. So let's give it a read. Henry Cavill rumoured back as Superman for Shazam 2. Wow, I love this picture that someone made up. It takes Batman out of the BVS thing and puts Shazam. That's awesome. I love it. It's being claimed that Henry Cavill might be back as Superman for Shazam 2, which will put him in an epic battle with Zachary Levi. The rumour says Henry Cavill as Superman will come under the control of Mr. Mind. Wow! And of course we saw Mr. Mind, didn't we, in the post-credit scene. So it kind of makes sense as well, doesn't it? The only survivor of a mind-controlling race of worms from Venus who was teased in the Shazam post-credit scene, and that Cavill will be part of a small scene in Shazam 2. Small or big, it doesn't matter. Cavill's Superman being back in a DCEU movie is huge and extremely exciting. As I have pointed out many times, Henry Cavill's manager is Danny Garcia, the former wife and business partner of Dwayne Johnson and producer on the Shazam and Black Adam flicks. So of course it makes sense for them to want to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman. This is a Walter Hamada thing, right? Yes, that's true. But it's not happening just because of that. That's helped the situation. But we want Superman in DCEU movies, for crying out loud. You can't have a DC extended cinematic universe without Superman. How many times have I said this? Henry Cavill did recently say he is going to fight for the role and not give up. And he has seen big-time success and popularity with the Netflix The Witcher series, which has certainly bolstered his chances of returning as Superman among Warner Brothers execs. No, that's not the reason he will be coming back. Because we need Superman, and they've already got him as Superman. Everybody knows him as Superman. Why would you want to start again? But they have been thinking about that. We shall see. Cavill was originally supposed to cameo in Shazam, but reportedly talks broke down between Garcia and WB over getting Cavill a new contract with more money. No, that's not what happened. The reason talks stalled is because Henry Cavill has always wanted a sequel to Man of Steel because he loves that movie. and he's proud of his part in that movie, even more than his part in BVS. That's why the talk stalled, but obviously they've come to some agreement. Henry Cavill is a trillionaire by now, right, with his success in Hollywood. Money isn't an issue, and he isn't that kind of person. He loves Superman, and he wants things to be right, and that's it. And people like Grace Randolph calling him a money grabber and all of that, so wrong and so outrageous. It's interesting, actually. I was talking to Sam Liu, the director of a lot of the DC animated movies, including Superman Red Son. So I complimented the movie and we had a chat. And I noticed that he was saying that he was shocked that Grace Randolph liked Superman Red Son because she's been slating him for years. And we had a little joke about that. Regarding having Superman fight Shazam in a sequel, that might be a stretch, as things didn't go too well with Superman as more or less bad guy in Batman vs Superman and Justice League. He wasn't really a bad guy in Justice League. He was obviously he just came back from the dead and he was disorientated. He wasn't a bad guy, Jesus. And definitely not a bad guy in BVS. What are you talking about? Try watching BVS. So now they are going to do more of the same. No. Maybe, but I think fans are tired of the Superman Dark Knight approach, which has proven not to work. Oh, God. And they want the hopeful and inspiring version they are all accustomed to. That said, I still wouldn't complain if Henry Cavill returned in Shazam 2 under the mind control of Mr. Mind. And I wouldn't mind seeing Supes kicking the crud out of Levi. Right, listen. Actually, let's read this. Additional info put out by the scoopers, including the rumour of Henry Cavill playing Wolverine for Marvels, is not true. Though it has been said by the same scoopers, Henry Cavill is still wanted by Marvel. But if he does return as Superman, that obviously will not be happening. I've also been told J.J. Abrams is going to take on both Superman and Green Lantern and will recast the Man of Steel with a younger actor to fit with the Robert Pattinson Batman. Keep in mind that Abrams is best buds with the Batman director Matt Reeves, and I have also been told it involves a DCEU reboot of some sort, along with James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. No, there's a course correction, there's a timeline change in Wonder Woman 1984. That's not a reboot. But maybe he's watching my videos. I don't know. It's good if someone is right. Right? Anyone watch my bloody videos. Obviously, things change, so it remains to be seen what WB does with Superman. Following me releasing the info about Abrams taking on Superman and Henry Cavill seemingly out, the fan response has been overwhelmingly in favour of keeping Cavill as Superman. So perhaps there may still be the plan. Of course, another option is that since WB is now promoting the DCEU as the DC multiverse, that the Abrams Superman and the Reeves Batman could be a part of a separate universe and not part of the DCEU. Yes, that is an option. That what happens is that maybe if the Batman isn't, which I don't believe, part of the DCEU, then they'll all come together and they'll create another actor playing Superman and he's part of another universe, and ultimately they come together, which would be pretty cool, right? I doubt that's going to happen. I think the best thing they can do now, and this is very exciting, but look, Walter Hamada, that's why Walter Hamada had the body double in the Man of Steel Justice League Superman costume in the first Shazam film, because he knew what he wanted to do with the sequel. Now, because of scheduling, Cavill couldn't play Superman, which was a big shame. And David F. Sandberg knew nothing about it. He had to keep on shooting. He had a schedule. So basically, Sandberg was told by Hamada, listen, we are going to have Cavill as Superman in the sequel. So this will be a great nod at the end of the film, right? So this is what they did. So I believe this is not even a big stretch or a big shocker. Cavill will be both in Shazam 2 and Black Adam. And that's extremely exciting. So that's something to look forward to. It really does look like that Walter Hamada is building something special. I enjoyed seeing Jim Lee saying that Walter Hamada is a big DC fan, and I think it's very, very exciting. Now, one of the things they said in that article was that this will be a more hopeful Superman. I expect Superman to be more kid-friendly and more colourful in this version. Definitely. There's no question about that. And you know what? In Man of Steel, he's still kind of family-friendly. The tone of the movie is a dark one, but I still think Superman cracks jokes and smiles sometimes. Obviously, in BVS, he's a darker tone Superman. He's not very happy with life. People are turning on him. It's a different story. In a way, Cavill's Superman in BVS regresses because I think he's more of a hopeful Superman in Man of Steel. I actually do. But I think what happens in BVS, he regresses to a darker Superman there for sure because of what he's up against. And that's what they decided to do, rightly or wrongly. I love BVS though. So it's all about a balance and variety. You can't just deny people what they want. It's great we saw a darker toned Superman in BVS. It's great what we saw in Man of Steel. But I think it's time, and especially in a hopeful Shazam movie, you couldn't have a darker Superman. Now, in terms of Superman and Shazam fighting, I think maybe when they first meet, something might kick off. But I think then that will break the ice and they'll be friends. And he'll be this mentor to Billy Batson. Now, the rumours say that he won't be in it a lot. I would suggest that he's going to have a lot more screen time in Black Adam. Now, we're going to have a lot of JSA characters in Black Adam. So I think it makes sense for a JSA Superman to also appear. But how can this be possible if people were so surprised by Cavill's Superman when he first arrived? Well, we don't know. And as I say, with the Wonder Woman 84 timeline change because of the big decision Diana's going to make, I think it makes absolute sense that a few things in the timeline have changed, and which means probably Cavill's Superman can still exist alongside a JSA Superman. It's very similar. What they're doing with Wonder Woman 84 is very similar to what they did with Flashpoint in Arrowverse, or what they did with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Since that special kind of crossover happened, things have changed in the Arrowverse, right? Little things have changed, and I think that's what's going to happen here in Wonder Woman 1984. And we also saw Ezra Miller's Flash cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths as well. So something's definitely changing within the universe. So very interesting, very, very exciting. And, look, this is good. This is great. I know whatever happens, people will try and be negative. There's always going to be a negative Bill and James and Doug's or whatever their names are. That's life. Some people always see the negative. But the truth of the matter is, even Jim Lee pretty much said, they are going forward with the future of the DCEU, whether you like it or not. I love it. I'm happy. I'm excited. This news excites me. Having Henry Cavill back as Superman is something I've wanted for 2.5 years. It's absolutely ridiculous to have a DC cinematic universe and not have Superman front and centre. It's dumb. But they've done it now. Walter Hamada's taken his time. And hopefully we can finally see Superman in the Black Adam movie in December of next year. And that's very exciting. Now, in terms of Wonder Woman 1984, Total Film have posted a picture, the same picture we saw in the Super Bowl little trailer when they were plugging some detergent or something. So it's nothing new, really. No point showing it to you. But the Wonder Woman 1984 second trailer is coming any day now. It could be today, could be tomorrow, maybe even this weekend. I don't know. But look out for it, and I'm definitely going to react to it because I'm a DC fan. Why wouldn't I react to it? So I want your comments down below. I want you to like, share, and subscribe. I want you to drag people to the channel kicking and screaming and tell them this guy may shout a lot. He may be a bit amateur. He may just use the built-in camera and mic in his laptop, but he's pretty cool. So give him some support. In terms of the Snyder Cut, no news to report, really. I think Zach's comments, again, were very interesting in terms of the clapperboard. It's interesting that Jim Lee didn't want to say anything, but that's not a surprise. Why would he? And the question we have to ask ourselves is, how close are we to this release? There's people that say it's definitely going to be on HBO Max really soon or as soon as it launches. And there's some people saying, just keep on hashtagging because we're not even close yet. But only time will tell there. So, as I say, like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and I'll be back tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. See you then.